So it will take at least 25 hours to complete. So as part in the demo session, we have discussed what exactly is Salesforce and what are the types of applications which are available in IT industry. That is on-premise application and on-demand application. And we know Salesforce provides only cloud applications, or they are providing only cloud services. They are not providing any on-demand applications. All the services or products which are offered by Salesforce are purely cloud services only. And we have discussed the various cloud services, software as a service. As part of software as a service, Salesforce is providing ready-made CRM application, which is called as Salesforce CRM application. So in this admin part, we'll be discussing about that Salesforce CRM application and various features as part of this application given by Salesforce. And another cloud service is platform as a service, which is given. So as part of this platform as a service, they are providing a force.com platform to build custom applications by using Apex programming and front-end programming language like Visual Force programming. And another cloud service is infrastructure as a service. As part of infrastructure as a service, they are providing server resources. So where all your data will be stored in a server. So Salesforce is maintaining servers in 3 regions across the globe. So they have servers available in North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific region. So upon creating your Salesforce account, they are going to allocate memory for you in one server in any of these regions, depending upon the country from which you are logging. Suppose if you are logging from India, so memory space will be allocated for you in a server in Asia Pacific region. Also, we have discussed what is the basic CRM lifecycle. So we have discussed who is a lead. Lead is a person who is ready to buy the product or who has just shown interest in our product. And who is going to gather the leads? Marketing department is going to capture the leads. Once the leads are captured, the leads data will be passed to the sales department. So it is the responsibility of the sales department to convert leads into customers. And upon converting lead as customer in Salesforce, it will generate 3 records: account, contact, and opportunity record. Account record is used to store basic details of the customer. Contact record to store contact details of the customer. Opportunity record is used to store the business which the customer has made with us. That means how much business or how much revenue he has generated with us. These are the 3 records which will be generated in Salesforce whenever you are going to convert lead as customer. Also, we have discussed what are the various cloud services offered by Salesforce, like Sales Cloud. It is offering Sales Cloud. As part of Sales Cloud feature, it is providing ready-made sales application to automate the sales related process of any organization. It is providing Service Cloud. As part of the Service Cloud feature, we can automate the service process of any organization. Marketing Cloud to automate the marketing process. App Cloud or Application Cloud, which contains Force.com platform and Database.com. Force.com platform is used to build custom applications using Apex programming. And Database.com is the database of Salesforce. Database.com is the database of Salesforce, which is used to store all the data or records inside the objects. Commerce Cloud, Health Cloud. Commerce Cloud is used for e-commerce applications. Health Cloud is a feature which is given by Salesforce to automate the health records of any hospital. Financial Force Cloud is used to integrate our Salesforce application with financial applications. Community Cloud or Experience Cloud, which contains partner community and customer community, as well as developer community also. So as part of this community feature, so suppose if you take customer community, so all the customers of Salesforce can be part of this community and they can interact with each other. They can share some knowledge, exchange some data, whatever they want, they can interact inside this community. Next, we have discussed what is the concept of release in Salesforce. Basically, in Salesforce, we have the concept of release, not concept of version. The difference is whenever Salesforce is going to provide a new release, all the users of the Salesforce will be only on one platform at a time. There is no concept of one user is using old version, one user using new version. Okay, so there is no such concept. Whenever they are providing a new release, automatically all the users of Salesforce, that is partners, customers, as well as developers, will be on same platform at a time. That is what you mean. That is the difference between a version and release. And every year, in every financial year, they are going to provide 3 releases: winter release, spring release, and summer release. Current release of Salesforce is Spring 23. Current release of Salesforce is Spring 23. And next we have on June 10th, we have Summer 23. On June 10th, we have Summer 23 major release. And in October, we'll be having Winter 24 release. Like that, it will be going on. They will be providing new releases as part of this Salesforce application. So winter, spring, and summer. Current release of Salesforce is Spring 23. Okay, Spring 23, they have launched in February. In February, they have launched this release, which is a major release, that is Spring 23 release. And we also discussed what is multi-tenant architecture. So as part of this multi-tenant architecture, they are providing shared infrastructure. So as we know, Salesforce will not provide, or they are not going to allocate memory for you in a separate server. They are not going to provide dedicated server for each organization or for each person. Okay, so they are going to provide shared infrastructure. That means one server will be shared among almost 10,000 organizations. That means for almost 10,000 organizations, memory will be allocated in a single server. Okay, and only one platform at a time. That means all the users of Salesforce will be on same platform at a time upon providing a new release. Zero cost improvements. So upon providing new release, you no need to pay anything. Okay, so automatically all the updates which are provided as part of that new release will be available to you at free of cost. Zero cost improvement. And automatic upgradation. You no need to install or download anything. Automatically, you'll be able to use that new release from the next minute itself. Whatever the new release they are providing, from the next minute itself, all the users will be able to use that new release features. Automatically, it will get upgraded. You no need to install or download any software on your local system. Because whatever the products, whatever the services Salesforce is offering, they are offering purely cloud services only. Okay. Also, we have discussed what are the editions in Salesforce. There are 2 types of editions, paid and free editions. Paid is, we have 4 types of paid editions: Essential Edition, Professional Edition, Enterprise Edition, and Unlimited Edition. These are the 4 paid editions which Salesforce is providing. Okay, whenever you are using Unlimited Edition, you'll be having unlimited access to, there is no limitation. So it provides unlimited CRM functionalities. You can access all the CRM functionalities. And also you'll be having unlimited support from Salesforce.com support team also. Suppose if there is any problem from the Salesforce server side, so you can directly reach out to Salesforce.com support team. Okay, they'll be providing you unlimited support at any point of time upon using this unlimited edition. And whenever you are having this unlimited edition, there is no limitation. You can build n number of applications also. Okay, you can use Force.com platform also to implement custom business logic, to build custom applications. And you can perform integration also, and you can develop some app exchange products also. Okay, so for each of this edition, the pricing will be different. How much memory will be allocated will be different, which is specified here. And also they are providing 2 free editions. One is 30 days trial account, and second one is permanent or developer edition, which is also called as lifetime account. Okay, so as part of this developer edition, They are providing data storage of 5 MB and file storage of 20 MB. Okay, so I insisted everyone to use this or to register and to get this developer edition or permanent account, which is also called as lifetime account. Okay, if you have not created your account, so at least try to create today. So create your developer edition account, which is also called as permanent or lifetime account. Also, I have provided here the steps to follow to create your developer edition. So you have to follow the 2 steps. So first you have to go to this URL developer.salesforce.com/signup, and there it will ask you to specify some details. It is just similar to how whenever you are creating your new Gmail account or your Facebook account, it will ask you some details. In the same way here also, in order to register, it will ask you to specify some details like your first name, last name, company name. So if you are not working anywhere, you can give any your college name or institute name. Okay, specify the role. You can select any role from there. Always specify valid email address, because upon registration, it will send you email. You will be receiving email from Salesforce. Okay, in order to activate your account. So compulsorily don't forget to specify the valid email ID which you are using. Select the country name. If you are in India, select the country name as India. Enter some postal code and enter the username. This username must always be in email ID format only. Okay, it format must be in email ID. It does not mean that you should have this email ID which you are using. Okay, any name, any username, but it must be specified in email address format. And upon clicking on sign me up, so in 2 or 3 minutes, you'll be receiving email notification from Salesforce. So you can go to that mail which you have specified. You can log in into that mail and you can open that mail and you can verify your account. Okay, you'll be having one button, verify account. So you can click on that. It will ask you to enter the password, confirm password, security question answer, and click on change password. So once you click on change password, automatically it will redirect you to your Salesforce account. Okay, automatically it will redirect you to your Salesforce account. From next time, if you want to log in into your account, you have to use this login.salesforce.com URL. The developer.salesforce.com is the URL only for registration. Okay, once you complete the registration, once you have the login credentials, so from the next time to log in into your Salesforce account, every time you have to use this account, this URL itself, login.salesforce.com. Okay, it will ask you to specify your username and password, and then you can log in by clicking on login button. Okay, so try to complete this. So try to create your Salesforce org, everyone, if you have not done it. And as part of ready-made CRM application, they are providing, we have 2 types of versions. Basically, we call it as classic experience and other is lightning experience. We have discussed what is classic experience. When Salesforce have introduced the CRM application, when they have introduced CRM application in 2000, so first they have introduced this classic experience of Salesforce. And this classic experience was built using Visualforce programming, and it is not mobile friendly, and there are certain performance problems. Okay, it causes some performance issues. So keeping this in mind, in 2016, they have introduced lightning experience in Salesforce. What is the difference between these two? Classic and lightning. So classic experience is built on Visualforce programming, whereas lightning experience is built using component-based framework. Components-based framework, which is built using component-based framework by following all modern web standards. By following all modern web standards, they have built this lightning experience on component-based framework. And comparatively, so it runs at faster speed. That means you can navigate through the features at faster speed compared to classic experience. And also it is mobile friendly also. That means you can access your Salesforce application not only from your desktop or laptop, you can access from your mobile also. Okay, so these are the 2 types we have: classic experience in Salesforce and lightning experience. Okay, so Initially, we used to have separate licenses for Classic and Lightning. Okay, for Classic, we have 4 editions. Under Lightning licenses, we used to have 4 editions. But from 2017 onwards, okay, they have merged both Classic and Lightning experience into a single edition. Okay, in single edition, you can have both Classic and Lightning. So these are the 4 editions only we have from 2017: Essential, Professional, Enterprise, and Unlimited. Okay, so whatever may be the edition, so once you are going to get the license of any of this edition, you will be able to use, you will be having access to both Classic experience and Lightning experience also. Okay, even in our free developer edition also, I have shown you in the demo. You can navigate from Salesforce Classic to Lightning, and also you can switch over from Lightning to Classic also, depending on the requirement. Yes, they are providing one link. By clicking on that link, you can, okay, you can move from Classic to Lightning, and you can switch over from Lightning to Classic also when required. Okay, next. Also, we have discussed what is a tab in Salesforce. Basically, tab is a collection of graphical user interface which are used to manage the records inside the object. Collection of user interface, collection of graphical user interface used to manage the records. What do you mean by managing the records? Managing the records means performing the DML operations. Performing the DML operations on the object records. DML operations means data manipulation language operations. Data manipulation language operations like inserting the record, updating the record, deleting the record, undeleting the record, like this. Okay, all these we can perform on the records by using this tab, because tab is a collection of user interfaces using which we can perform all the DML operations on the records inside the Salesforce objects. So now, what is the relation between object and a tab? What is the relation between object and tab? Each object will have its own tab. For every object, you will have its own tab, or whatever may be, whether it is a standard object or custom object. So every object will have its own tab, where object name will be in singular and tab name will be in plural form. Okay, so on the demo, in the demo session, I have shown you. Suppose, for example, if the object name is account, tab name must be in plural form, that is accounts. If the object name is contact, tab name is nothing but contacts in plural form. If the object name is lead, tab name must be leads. Tab name must be leads. If the object name is case, tab name must be cases. So what is an object? Object is nothing but the table in the database which is used to store the records. It is the table in the database which is used to store the records. And tab is nothing but collection of graphical user interfaces using which we can manage the data or we can manage the records. Okay, so going ahead, we'll be getting more knowledge, or we'll be learning more about the tabs and objects also, how to create a tab, how to customize the tabs, okay, how to create our own custom objects, what are standard objects, all these things we'll be discussing one after the other. Now here, because, so till here is everything okay? This is the introduction which we have discussed in the demo. Till this part we have discussed. So as I've said, in Salesforce, we have both Classic experience and Lightning experience. As part of Classic experience, nowadays, most of them are using Lightning experience in Salesforce only. So even because Salesforce have introduced Lightning experience in 2016, okay, which is using all modern web standards. Okay, so most of the projects, okay, almost all the projects are using nowadays this Lightning experience in Salesforce only. Even the old projects which were built in Classic experience, we can migrate them to Lightning. So most of them are migrating to Lightning experience itself. So whatever we'll be discussing as part of this Salesforce admin, we'll be discussing purely in Lightning experience only. Okay, we will discuss in Lightning experience only. Okay, so directly we will go to Lightning experience in Salesforce. Okay, before that, we will discuss few things. So object ID. You don't worry about classic experience because classic experience no one is using now. So lightning experience, whatever we discuss, all the features as part of the Salesforce admin, we'll be discussing as part of lightning experience only. Okay. So directly we will discuss lightning experience, all the practical things, practical use cases. I will be using lightning experience only. So what is an object? Already we have discussed. Object is nothing but table inside the database. Object is the table inside the database, which is used to store the data, Okay. So for each object, so before that, Salesforce provides set of standard objects as part of Salesforce CRM application used to store sales, service, and marketing related data. Okay, so whatever the service, whatever the ready-made application which is given by Salesforce, that is Salesforce CRM application, to store the application related data, so they have provided some tables automatically. Okay, so upon building that CRM application, they have created some objects. They have created some tables in the database, which are nothing but called as objects to store the business specific data. So which is called as an object. Object is nothing but a table in the database, which is used to store business specific data. So upon building this Salesforce ready-made CRM application, they have created so many objects to store the data, which are nothing but the tables in the database. Okay, such objects which are created by Salesforce to store the business specific data are called as standard objects. What do you mean by standard object? Standard object is nothing but the object which is created by Salesforce as part of ready-made CRM application to store the business specific data. And all these objects are tables where they are going to reside. They'll be residing in the database, which is nothing but database.com. Database.com is the highly secured and confidential database of Salesforce, which is used to store all the objects and business specific data in the objects. All the objects in Salesforce, whatever the standard objects which Salesforce have created, whatever the custom objects we create, all objects will be residing in the same database, which is called as database.com. Database.com is the highly confidential and secured database of Salesforce, which is used to store the business specific data. Okay, so each object will be recognized by a unique identification number, which is called as object ID, or it is also called as schema ID, which is a 3-character alphanumerical number. Okay, so for every object in Salesforce, we have a unique identification number. We have a unique ID, which is called as object ID, or it is also called as schema ID, or you can also call it as object key prefix. And this object ID is a 3-character alphanumerical. Digit number. So let us see some of the object IDs for standard objects which are provided by Salesforce. So account is a standard object. For account, object ID is 001. Contact is a standard object. For contact, object ID is 003. Opportunity is a standard object. For opportunity, they have given the object ID as 006. So these object IDs are same for all the organizations. Okay, it is not different for you and for me. Okay, even you create your Salesforce or your own Salesforce account, or someone creates their Salesforce account, or if I create, for everyone, for all these standard objects, these object IDs will still remain the same. These are same for across all the organizations. Okay, so for all account, for account object ID will be 001 only. For you, it will not be some other, and for me, it will not be some other ID. Okay, so these object IDs are fixed. They are given by Salesforce for all these standard objects. Okay, so what is the advantage of knowing this object ID also? I will let you know. So for account, it is 001, contact 003, opportunity 006, campaign 701, for lead object 00Q. Like this, they have given some object IDs for all the standard objects in Salesforce. Okay, so Of course, it is not easy to remember for all the objects. You cannot remember the object IDs because Salesforce have created so many standard objects. Whenever they have developed, when they have developed Salesforce CRM application, they have developed so many standard objects. So for all the objects, it is very difficult to remember the object IDs. But for very frequently objects which we use, okay, it is better to remember. Okay, like account, contact, opportunity, lead, case. These are some user object. These are some common objects which we regularly use in our business. Okay, so it is better to remember the object IDs of some standard objects which we frequently use in our business. Okay, now what is the benefit? You may ask me, sir, what is the benefit of remembering this object ID? So what is the benefit we have if I remember this object ID? There are some benefits also if you remember the object ID. So first benefit is, if you remember the object ID, we can switch to the required object directly by placing the object ID in the URL. Okay, let me show that. Okay, so if you can remember the object ID, we can jump into the required object. We can jump into the required object by placing the object ID in the URL. By placing the object ID in the URL. Let me go to my Salesforce org and let me show you how we can jump. So go to your Salesforce org. So this is my Salesforce account. Okay, this is my Salesforce account. Okay, and this is the lightning experience in Salesforce. Okay, in the demo session, I have shown you. So if you click on this profile icon, here you'll be having one link. Switch to Salesforce Classic. So if I want to move to Classic experience, you can click on this, switch to Salesforce Classic. Okay, if I want to move to Lightning experience, I can click on this link, switch to Lightning experience. Okay, so in the same edition, we have both Classic experience and Lightning experience of Salesforce. Okay, let me show you what is the benefit of remembering the object ID. Okay, for example, let me go to my account object. Let me go to my account object. Let me click on all accounts. Okay, now I have clicked on all accounts. So it is showing me all the account records. It is showing me all the account records here. So these are the default. I have not created these records. So Salesforce have provided, they have created some records upon building the Salesforce CRM application. So which application is this? This is the ready-made sales application, which is given by Salesforce. You can see it is showing the name of the application also. It is sales. And this is the logo of Salesforce. This is the logo of Salesforce and this is the application name. What is the name of the application? It is the sales application. So inside the sales application, this is the navigation bar. Okay, this is the navigation bar, that is home tab. This is the navigation item, opportunities, leads. These are called as tabs. They are also called as navigation items. In Classic, we call them as tab bar and they are called as tabs. But in Lightning experience, we call this as navigation bar and all these are called as navigation items. Leads, tasks, files, accounts, all these are nothing but tabs, are also called as navigation items. Now I have clicked on this accounts tab. Now I have clicked on this accounts tab. You can see. Okay, now I have clicked on this accounts tab. Now I am inside my account object. I am inside my account object. Okay, so I'm inside my account object. Suppose if I want to go to the contact object or opportunity object, how should I go? So I have to go to this opportunities. Click on this opportunities tab. Click on this opportunities tab and click on all opportunities. It will show the records inside the opportunity object. So did I create these records? No. So who has created these records? So there are some opportunity records already existing. Already they are existing inside. Okay, my opportunity like object like Burlington Textiles Weaving Plant, Dickinson Mobile Generators, Edge Emergency Generator, Edge Emergency Generator, Edge Installation, Edge SLA. These are some ready-made records which are given by Salesforce. So as part of the CRM application. Similarly, if I click on all accounts also, So here it will show some ready-made records which are provided. Okay, so already there are some existing account record. 12 records are existing inside my account object. Okay, like Burlington Textiles Corporation of America, Deccanson PLC, Edge Communications, Express Logistics and Transport, Genie Point, Grand Hotel and Resorts Limited, Pyramid Construction Incorporation. Like this, they are given some ready-made, okay, some already existing records inside these objects. In all the objects you'll be having. If you click on leads also, okay, let me select all leads, all open leads. Okay, you can see there are some lead records. Did I create? No, I have not created these lead records. Salesforce have created these lead records. Okay, upon building ready-made CRM application, so they have created this, they are inserted these lead records inside the Salesforce object. Yes, someone is asking what is the problem? Pavitra?
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Actually, I had joined today itself.
Yes, the
I want
sessions
to
are starting from today only. Sessions.
Okay.
Sessions are starting. Today is the first
In
session.
internet, I had. Okay.
Today is the
Find the PDF notes.
Today is the first session. You no need to worry.
PDF note. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Carry on.
Yeah. So this is the leads tab. These are the existing lead records inside the object, lead object. And similarly, you have files tab also, task tabs also. Like this, you have so many. So suppose if I go to accounts, okay, let me open one account record like Edge Communications. Edge Communications. Okay, so Edge Communication is my account record. So these are the details of the account record. Okay, these are the details of the record. You can see account name, phone number, rating, fax, account number. All these are nothing but the details of this record. Okay, so we will discuss in detail in the coming sessions. In the coming sessions, we'll be discussing in detail also. Okay. So what is the advantage of remembering the object ID? The advantage of remembering the object ID is you can easily navigate from one object to another object. If you can remember the object ID. By remembering the object ID, we can switch or jump into the required object directly by placing the object ID in the URL. Okay, that is the first. Second benefit is by using the object ID, we can recognize the records also. We can recognize the records also by using the object ID. So because whenever you are creating a record inside any object, Salesforce will generate a record ID. Salesforce will generate a record ID, which is 18 character alphanumerical unique identification number, which is unique across all the region servers. Okay, like suppose let me go to one record. So let me take one lead record. So this is the lead record. What is the name of the lead? Bertha Boxer. The name of the lead is Bertha Boxer. So you can see in the URL, you can see the lead record ID. This is the lead record ID. Okay, this is the lead record ID, and see, this is the lead record ID. So in this lead record ID, 18 character lead record ID, the first 3 characters represents object ID. 00Q is the object ID of which object? For lead object. 00Q is the object ID of lead object. Okay, similarly, if I go to accounts, let me open one account record like Deccanson PLC. You can see this is the account record Deccanson PLC. In the URL, you can see this is the record ID. What is the record ID? This is the record ID. Okay, in this record ID, what are the first 3 characters or first 3 digits? 001. What is 001? 001 is the object ID of account object. 001 is the object ID of account object. That is, by knowing the object ID, you can easily recognize. Okay, you can easily recognize the records. If you know the object ID, because in the record ID, the first 3 digits are object ID, so you can easily identify, okay, to which object the record belongs to. Okay, that is one more benefit of knowing the object ID. Okay, and as I've said, object ID is a 3-character alphanumerical number, and record ID is 18-character alphanumerical number. Okay, and record ID is purely case sensitive. Okay, record ID is purely case sensitive, so it contains 18 characters. Out of this 18 characters, as already discussed, first 3 characters represent object ID. Remaining 15 characters represent actual record ID. Last 3 characters represent checksum or transaction code. Last 3 characters represent checksum or transaction code, and Salesforce will represent only first 15 character record ID in the URL. Last 3 characters will not be visible due to security reasons. Okay, just now I have shown. So I'm inside my account object. This is the record ID of one account record, that is Dickinson PLC. So how many characters are here? How many characters? It is displaying only first 15 characters. Record ID is 18-digit, but it is showing only first 15. Why? Last 3 characters are hidden, or last 3 characters are not shown for security purpose. Similarly, it is just similar to how, suppose if you are drawing some amount using your ATM card from the ATM machine. Okay, so there your account number will not be completely displayed. Okay, it will show only last 3 or 4 digits only. Okay, remaining will be hidden. Why? It was because of security reasons. Because of security reason, so the remaining characters will be hidden. Okay, it will display only last 4 digits or last 3 digits. In the same way here also, record ID, though record ID is 18-digit, in the URL it will display only first 15 digits. Okay, last 3 digits will not be displayed for security reasons. First 3 digits are object ID and remaining 15 digits are the record ID. So though it is displaying only 15 characters here, suppose if you want to know 18-character record ID. Okay, if you want to get the 18-character record ID, you can query from the database. Okay, you can query it from the database and you can get that record ID. But in the URL, it won't show. In the URL, it will show only first 15 characters. Or because of security reason, the last 3 characters, that is, which is called as checksum or transaction code, will not be shown in the URL. So as I've said, we can query the 18-character ID of the record from the database. From the database, we can query it. Okay, so it will fetch you. Both 15 and 18-character record IDs are case sensitive. So 15-character record ID, which is displayed in the URL, and actual record ID, that is 18-character record ID, both are case sensitive. Sometimes in the interview, they will try to confuse you. Is 15-character and 18-character record ID are both case sensitive or not? Okay, so you have to be very confident both are case sensitive. So whether it is 15-character or 18-character record ID, both are case sensitive. So how can we query it from the database? So now let me show that. Okay, how to query the 18-character record ID? Let me show. Go to your Salesforce org. Now here we have this, you can see you have a gear icon symbol. You have a gear icon symbol here. Click on this gear icon. And here you have one developer console. Okay, developer console. Click on the developer console. So basically we use this developer console to write the custom business logic to build some applications or to implement some custom business logic. Okay, so just I will show you how to query that 18-character record ID from the database. So this is the developer console editor. This is the developer console editor. On the bottom, you have some menu items like logs, tests, checkpoints, query editor. Click on this query editor. Now here you can write the query to fetch the record ID, 18-digit record ID from the database. Like I will write select. So I would like to fetch the ID, name. I would like to fetch few more fields from the account object. I will write the query. You have to write this query. Okay, you will be knowing these queries. whenever you learn Apex programming. Okay. So select ID, name, rating, industry from account. From account object, I would like to fetch all these fields, value fields. So I'm writing this query by using select statement. So once your query is ready, here you have execute button, click on execute. Now you can see it is showing all the account object records. Totally there are 13 account records. It is displaying all the 13 account records for me. It has returned to the result set. So you can see first column is ID. So it is showing here, you can observe it is 18-digit record ID. But last three characters, that is AAJ, okay, it will not be shown in the URL, okay, in the user interface. On your application, it won't display this. But if you want to get this 18 character, you can query like this from the database objects. Okay. That is about the objects. Okay. So we have discussed what is an object. Okay. What is an object? What is a standard object? And what is an object ID? What is the benefit of remembering the object ID also we have discussed, and how to query the 18 character record ID from the database object. From the query editor, we can do that. Next. Second, one more feature is applications. So we have discussed what is a tab. Collection of tabs is nothing but called as application. Collection of tab is called as application. What is a tab? Tab is collection of graphical user interface. So tab is collection of graphical user interface to manage the records. Whereas application is collection of tabs, okay, in order to manage the business specific data. Okay, just now I have shown you. So if you go to your SalesForce application, so this is the sales application. This sales application is nothing but collection of all these tabs, right? We have home tab, opportunities tab, we have leads tab, tasks, files. We have multiple, so many tabs. Collection of all these tabs is nothing but called as application. So application is nothing but collection of tabs to manage the business specific data. Okay, to manage the business specific data. SalesForce provide two types of applications. What are they? We have standard applications and we have custom applications also. Standard applications are nothing but the ready-made applications which are provided by SalesForce as part of CRM application. We know that SalesForce have provided so many ready-made applications as part of this Salesforce CRM. Like they have provided sales application, service application, marketing, content, charter, communities, site.com. They are providing so many ready-made applications as part of this Salesforce CRM application, which are called as standard applications. Okay, so like already we are in our standard. This is the standard sales application which is provided by Salesforce to automate the sales related process of any organization. If you want to view remaining applications, so here you have this, we call it as app launcher. Click on this app launcher. Here you can see all the applications, standard applications which are provided by Salesforce. Service, marketing, communities, charter, content, sales console, survey, like this. Whatever the ready-made applications, standard applications which are provided by Salesforce, you can view by going to that app launcher. Okay. And another type of application is custom application. So before that, standard applications, you cannot delete them from your organization. If you want, you can customize to some extent. Okay, you can customize the standard applications depending upon the requirement, but you cannot delete them. Okay, because they are created or they are developed by Salesforce. So you cannot delete them from your organization. Okay, and second type of application is custom application. So suppose, as already we have discussed, whatever the applications which are provided by Salesforce, that is the ready-made standard applications provided by Salesforce, they are not suitable for all the organizations. Okay, suppose if any bank wants to use the ready-made Salesforce CRM application, do we have? No, we don't have any ready-made CRM application provided by Salesforce for banking industry. Similarly, for textile industry also, we don't have any ready-made application. For finance industry, for insurance companies, for construction, for real estate companies. Do we have any ready-made Salesforce CRM application? No. Salesforce is providing only some applications like sales, service, marketing. Okay, so some chatter, content. So very few applications. It is not providing applications for all the industries. So suppose if any of the real estate organization or construction company or any insurance company, if they want to use Salesforce CRM application, as a developer, we have to build that application. As a Salesforce administrator or developer, we can create that application depending upon the business requirements. Such applications which are built by us means by the Salesforce administrator or by the Salesforce developer, are called as custom applications. Like for example, for banking, we can build the application, for finance, for insurance, consulting, IT, e-commerce, construction, logistics. For so many industries, we don't have any ready-made CRM application given by Salesforce. So suppose if any of the logistics company, if they give their requirements, we can develop the application. As a developer or administrator, we can build that application and we can give to them. Okay. And because custom applications are built by the administrator or developer, we can customize, we can extend, and even we can delete the application also if they are not required for us. Standard applications cannot be deleted because they are given by Salesforce. Custom applications can be removed or deleted from the organization. Okay, custom application can be deleted. Next, governor limits. So what do you mean by governor limits? What are the steps to follow to build the application? Okay, we will directly discuss all these things in the lightning experience in Salesforce. How to build the application, we will discuss in the tomorrow session in lightning experience. Just I will discuss this point, that is governor limits. So because all of us, we will be using free developer edition only for our practice. In free developer edition, maximum we can create only 10 custom applications, not more than that. But if you are getting the license of unlimited edition, there is no limitation. You can build n number of custom applications. There is no limitation. You can build unlimited number of applications. Okay, so these are governor limits. Governor limits are nothing but these are some limits which are given by Salesforce in each edition. Okay, for almost all the features in Salesforce, they are providing some governor limits. Okay, like applications, okay, validation rules also, workflow rules, process builders. Okay, so for almost all the features, they are providing some governor limits. So we need to know even what are these governor limits also for the features which are provided by Salesforce. So whenever we discuss each topic, if there are governor limits, I'll be giving that point also here itself. So in applications, we have this governor limit. So maximum we can create only 10 custom applications in free developer edition. And if you are using unlimited edition, there is no limitation. We can use unlimited number of, we can create unlimited number of custom applications. Okay. So that is about this basic introduction to Salesforce. From the tomorrow's session, we'll be discussing the practical part. So let us start lightning experience in Salesforce tomorrow. So slowly we will start the practical part from tomorrow. So I expect everyone to create your Salesforce account or Salesforce org at least by today if you have not created it. Okay. So from tomorrow, we'll be discussing the practical part along with the theory. We'll be covering everything. So try to be on time. So